Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long goes 1975. A YouTuber's on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends. But Long goes 1975.
This is Ironman Stewart Super Off-Road. If you saw my very recent, possibly even yesterday, depending upon when I make this video live, video on the ZX Spectrum, this is a port of the arcade machine released in 1989 by Wayland Corporation. A simultaneous, even though there are 4 trucks on the screen, a simultaneous 3-player game where you all race to complete a course, kind of in the style of Super Sprint, Championship Sprint, only with more obstacles and terrain to go over, and you have a nitrous button. Don't know why I told you that, you already know that from my last gameplay, and I've also played it on the Mega Drive and compared it to the SNES. I thought I'd give a go on the Commodore 64, because on the Spectrum, as I said in that video, there's a very good game and port potentially in there. It's just the lack of colour or distinction of your vehicle against the computer vehicles, and I guess to some degree your opponents, makes it pretty much impossible to play. That's not going to be an issue on this version, as Commodore 64 can handle colour a lot better than the Spectrum. This is a D64 ROM, so it's a disc image, so I don't know why, but the title screen is a screen with 3 birds, you know, each representing a different player. Does that mean this can be 3-player? Now the music, it's alright, it's not going to, you know, go down in Sid Chip, you know, classicness, but I don't know if this is, or how accurate a rendition this is of the arcade. And also, I don't know if you can swap it between sound and or music, but in a game like this, I would preferably like sound instead of music. I would prefer to have both, but yeah, I think it's important that you hear the crashes and stuff like that. Anyway, it looks really, really, really nice there. I mean, it does make you, it does obviously look, I'll say it, it does look way better than the Spectrum, obviously, but the Spectrum did do a good job. The main distinction here is you got colour. Now, I'm running this on my C64 Mini, however, I am not using that god-awful joystick. I am using my Super Retrocade pad, which I did a review of ages ago, which is a high street licensed console for, when I say licensed, for arcade games and system ROMs and stuff like that, and it works on the C64 Mini, and I can pull up you know, the virtual keyboard with it and navigate that as well. Obviously if I could, you wouldn't be seeing this. So same rules apply. Top right hand corner you see a different colour with the position for each of the players on the screen. Does that, any 64 people out there who had this back in the day, does that mean that this was 3-player? That's pretty cool and impressive. Also, underneath where you're in the top right hand corner, where it shares Sean Connery again, you know, what position you are, it tells you how many nitros you have. And there you go, in case you're interested, there's the people in the guff who made it and stuff. Right, let's give it a go. I know that I will be the red truck. Right, and also it's accelerate. Yeah, there we go. And then, well, yeah, I'm first. Now, oh, this is not the pad. These controls are not that responsive. And I know that because I did have a go with the world's shittest joystick and they were a bit sluggish there. Oh, but I can see where I am. Now, here's the thing about no sound. I really would like... Did I hear sound then, actually? Yeah, there is a little bit of sound. It's just very uneventful. Okay, right, it was uneventful on the Spectrum. I am aware of that. But I would have liked a bit more of a metallic ting noise for the nitrous. Or maybe that's just me thinking I like that sort of sound effect on the ZX Spectrum. Look at me! I'm out of nitros. Your turning circle is awful. Now, this was something I noticed that it did on the Spectrum version as well, which is obviously there's a pinball mechanic when you crash into other people, but in this one, and I have had a couple of goes, I'm second, I'll take that. It's a little bloke waving his flag. In this one, all the other trucks feel like they're made out of lead, and I feel like I'm made out of tin foil. Like, they plough into me and I'm toast. If I ram into them as fast as I can or as hard as I can, it makes bugger all difference and I'm still toast. And I go fucking off and end up facing the wrong way and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm assuming, I can't really read that, that's based on what it was on the Spectrum. Why, even on the Spectrum, is this screen so bloody difficult to navigate? Oh, on the Commodore as well, is the Spectrum. Right, there we go. Oh, because it's a steering wheel. So, right, there. Ah, I like that. It's not difficult to navigate because now I've got my head around it. It's accurate to the arcade. It still feels weird because you want to press the D-pad up. I'm just, if in doubt, nitros out. Right to left? Yeah. No! Why? No, it wasn't. I'm confused. Which way? Get off the fucking wall! Get off the fence. See what I did there? Yeah. Why is this... Oh, now you decide to accelerate. It's weird. Why is this track reversed? That's interesting. I do like the kind of hillbilly music. So you reverse the track. Now obviously if I go over the ramp instead of just ploughing straight through the water, does that make a difference? Obviously, now I've worked out which way I'm supposed to be going, I've wasted all my nitros. These controls, they're I'm not saying the Spectrums were silk, but they're a bit, yeah, they're not massively responsive. I don't know. Well, no, it's not because I'm on D-pad. As I said, I played this with a joystick as well, and I had the same problem. Nitros. Nitro, we should say. Okay, the music's on the world's shortest loop though, so that's getting on my tits a tad. Right, so I'm last. I get that, I'm last. Why is that? That's very interesting. Well, it's not that interesting. It's interesting in a sense that it's different to the Spectrum. Why is it different to the Spectrum? I can't remember which way it went. It's got the same brutal difficulty. Well, no, actually I was last, so I shouldn't progress there. But yeah, I can't remember what direction that was on the SNES and, well, on the SNES and the Mega Drive. At least compared to each other, it was the same. But whether it was from right to left or left to right, I don't know. Thank you. So, right. This is what I mean. I don't want to get behind two, or I'm never getting by. And also, kinda, why he's fucking dry humping the bloody wall? I'm gonna go out here and say it again. I'm sure all the Commodore 64 fanboys, because they hate it when I say that Spectrum versions are better and stuff like that. It's not, because obviously you've got colour, but the controls are a tad more responsive. And also, I love when you get called a Spectrum fanboy by someone who simply won't accept that the Commodore version is not as good as, which technically makes them a Commodore fanboy by that sense of logic. Anyway, cue the comments. But yeah, do you know what? Right, I'll say it. Obviously, it looks way, way, way better. But I can't put my finger on. Well, I can put my finger on it. I've got my finger on a D-pad, and that's why it's not working. It's just not as responsive. And they weren't brilliant on the Spectrum either. I'm not going to say that. Sorry, I am going to say that. Shame, because this looks fantastic. Maybe I should have played one directly in front of the other. A comparison video, if you will, but nah, me doing those, I'll never catch on. Wait. I came last. Slowly talking like this helps me think. I came last, and I still get to progress. I'm just going to nitros it up. I came last, and I still progressed. I guess it's to give you some level of, you know, in the arcade, even though it wants your money, like, give you a chance, or let you at least play 2 tracks. Music kind of reminds me, especially with the way there's a red and a blue car, of that Milky Way advert from back in the day. Who remembers? The red car and the blue car had a race. All Red wants to do is stuff his face. I'm not going to sing the rest because I can't sing. What? Thank you. Right, it's genuinely very tricky to get through those bits. Yet the computer cars, they're running on fucking AI that I've never seen the likes of before back in the day. I'm out of nitrous now. It takes so long to like change your direction, and I know it's tank controls, but yeah, gonna call it. Whatever you think about the presentation differences, obviously this does win over the Spectrum. Well, look how I performed in that one without being able to work out which fucking car I was. This is unresponsive, and also it's like someone painted all the walls in super glue. I suspect they did. Alright, one more. There we go. Maybe I'll have a go at seeing if it works on MAME. Sometimes it doesn't, because games that involve like analog controls, basically. I was going to say steering wheels, but it's analog. It doesn't work. This is what I mean about them being made out of fucking adamantium and me being made out of paper. And once they knock you back like that, and then the fact that your controls are so unresponsive, I just went out the game grid then. Did you see that? Yeah, you're fucked. Basically rely on your nitrous to get you in front enough so you look, turn! I'm turning, and then he doesn't, and I'm accelerating before anyone says that. I'm turning, accelerating, and then he's like, no, don't want to work, I want to work. There you go. Yeah. I'm not enjoying this. Again, I don't know which one, I know which one I am, so ultimately on the Spectrum version I was, well, not flying blind, driving blind, but it was more enjoyable, massively more enjoyable, because I think it's, you know, still frustrating, but at least the controls gave me a piss and hell's chance of winning. Don't think you'll ever see me reach the dizzying highs again of second. Right, so yeah, do you know what? The Spectrum had a good game potentially hidden within it, but the colour ruined it. This has, you know, looks absolutely fantastically looks the part, and has a very good game hidden within it if they just made the controls more responsive. Or maybe that's an emulation thing on the C64 Mini. By all means, correct me if I'm wrong. And again, was this 3-player on the Commodore 64? Because was there a multi-tap? Or did it have 2 joystick ports? I never owned a bread bin. Did it have 2 joystick ports and one person played on keys? Anyway, as always, I'd love to know what you think. I might have to play the Master System version now. I'm pretty sure there's a NES version. Bollocks. Anyway, there you go. There's my virtual keyboard in case you wonder what it looked like. Yeah, anyway, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.